In this video, I'm going to demonstrate band-resisted push-ups for you. And this is by far my favorite way to add resistance to push-ups, because what we're going to do is we're going to use bands around our body. And what the bands are going to do, if you notice that it's way harder to do a push-up at the bottom and much easier to hold the position at the top. And that's because you're much stronger at the top than the bottom position. So what the band does, it gives you the most resistance in the top position where you're the strongest, and it gives you the least resistance at the bottom where you're the weakest. So this is an excellent exercise. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna demonstrate the proper setup. I'm gonna show you a few reps of what it should look like, and then I'm gonna break down the technique step by step for you. So let's break that down. First thing that we need to do is have the correct amount of resistance on the bands. Now you can use different bands for this exercise. You'll see people doing band-resisted push-ups using all different types of bands. I like these the best. I'll tell you why. Because when you attach them like this together, and you have a band system, which is the band system I recommend people get. This is the Body Elastics band system. Don't have any affiliation with them, just like the product. Also, it tells you how much the bands, it tells you the resistance on the bands. So here's what I like to do. I attach these together like that on both ends. Then I'll position the bands just like this with the vinyl, with this material here, kind of anchoring it, just like that. And then make sure you get it in position correctly, and then get your fingers into position, just like that. And I found this to be a really comfortable position with the bands, which sometimes can really hurt your hands. So, and you can adjust the bands. You see I'm using two. This is actually really light for me. I would put a heavier band on if I was doing exercise, but this is what you want to start with. So after you get the bands right, you get into a good position for your push-up. First thing that you want to pay attention to is your feet. You don't want to be back on your ankles. You want to be strong on your toes. Keep nice and rigid in the ankles. Arms pressed into the ground. Abs up, low back not sagging. Keep your body nice and straight. Then holding that position, you're going to lower yourself to the ground, pulling your shoulder blades together. Now you're going to push up a little quicker. The reason is you're going to start to get resistance from the bands as you start to push up. A little bit of momentum is going to help with that. A little momentum coming up fast out of the top is going to help with that. And so that's how you do a band-resisted push-up. Now let's talk about a couple other things. You want to make sure that you keep your good position, ankles tight, core tight, good position here. And with this, you want to do a bit, probably moderate reps to high reps. If you start using the really heavy bands, it starts to get where it's too easy at the bottom and really hard at the top. It's something you can experiment with, but what I found is it's better to do moderate reps around 8 to 12, or high reps, 20 reps, 30 reps, etc. So that's what I recommend. Go ahead and try it this way. I think you're gonna like it a lot better than the other ways that you do band-resisted push-ups. Hope you enjoyed that. Give it a try. And that's how you do the exercise.